All right. LDWMMAC, this your boy, the Coach here, live on the Coach Show live. So Jessica Andrade has made a conscious decision to, not do OnlyFans. She's made that decision, and I think it was a good decision. I just didn't think that it was Jessica's lane, to be honest. I didn't think it was her lane. I really didn't think that it was something that she wanted to do, and I got that feeling from her that it felt like something she didn't really want to do. It was something she was doing, I guess, and pretty much you would have to say probably for the money. But I didn't think that Jessica, it was in that category of people who actually needed the money. Because Jessica, she was living pretty good in Brazil, living quite well to be actually. Made some good money in the UFC, and you take the money over to Brazil, you make that money multiply. I think $1 American worth $5 Brazilian. So you know that you can go over to Brazil and be a king. You can have like 4 or 5 fights in the UFC and be a millionaire in Brazil. So, I just didn't put Jessica in that category, but Jessica decided to do it. And, I think that the trauma that go along with doing something like that, it tells. And Jessica was telling, how just she was doing it, and then she never felt really great about doing it. And I guess when you start seeing like the money, the money, and a lot of fighters, they make a lot of money on OnlyFans. It's not something that pays lightly. Like, they make like serious money. But I just think that Jessica probably at the point now that made enough money, because Jessica Andrade has done some stupid things. I'm talking about, like, she's probably one of those fighters on my all-time most dumb list. But I gotta kind of commend her, that she want to put the focus back on fighting. That she don't want to feed into the traumas, of her early youth. And you have to imagine, man, like, what drives some of these fighters to fight. Because a lot of these fighters done been assaulted, man. They done been violated. Like, you listen to a lot of these stories, and a lot of fighters, they have a similar story. And I won't tell you who, but, several fighters I've interviewed, they've got the background where they were assaulted. And, you kind of see, like, a lot of times when they take photographs or just selfies, they always try to make the photographs a little bit more, like, provocative than normal. And that's because of, how they lived and what they experienced. So, I commend Jessica for this, because she's putting 100% stock in her career, in her fighting career. Because, let's just be real, y'all. You can't fight forever. You can't fight forever, and you have to have an exit plan. And that doing OnlyFans has a requirement. And as long as if your body is kept up, you may do okay with OnlyFans. I don't know. It depends on the person. Okay? But if you don't have body and people don't want to, watch what you're doing, then, well, you don't have much of an audience. Okay? You won't make money on that type of platform. I think people like Jessica, they do need an exit plan. And some of these fighters work in gyms, or, some fighters even got careers. Like, now the smartest thing that Roxanne Modafferi did was, Roxanne was a teacher. She was a language teacher. And she teach English to, like, different cultures of kids. So Roxanne Modafferi, got a good exit plan. Even Felicia Spencer was smart and had an exit plan. She's doing other stuff. She's doing a little commentating, but for the main part, Felicia Spencer was an online tutor, and she made lots and lots of money doing that. So, that's what she's falling back on. It's just a lot of fighters don't have an exit plan. See, Jessica, they need one. A lot of these fighters don't. Like, they just fight, and because all they know how to do is fight. That's it. That's all they did for the last, 2 decades of their life, is go to the gym, eat, sleep, and then do it again. That's what a fighter does. They don't know anything else. They don't know even, you ever see, like, how some fighters act out in public? Like, a lot of these fighters, they don't even understand how to act socially. Like, they don't even know how to act in the environment. They just don't know how to act. They don't know how to conduct themselves. Because they've been so far removed from just people, normal, everyday people, they don't even know how to conduct themselves around those people. Crazy. But Jessica's a good fighter. She's an evolving fighter. And I've had hard criticisms of Jessica Andrade over the years. A lot of hard criticisms, but I will say that, Jessica has gotten better. You even watched this last fight against Lauren Murphy. Jessica looked very good. She looked very good. And I believe that Jessica will definitely make another run at the title, against Valentina. I don't know if it's going to be beautiful, but I think Jessica will probably do a better time the second time around. When you're a fighter on Jessica's level and you fight somebody again for the second time, you begin to understand the person's, mannerisms and nuances and how they do things and how they, you begin to get used to it. Like it took Larissa Pacheco 3 times, but she finally beat, Kayla Hype Job Harrison. She finally beat Hype Job Harrison, okay? Took a while. She had to figure her out. She had to get a little bigger and stronger. But she finally figured out Hype Job Harrison, okay? I mean, I don't know. Will Jessica figure out Valentina? Don't know. But I can tell you, I think the second time around, it probably might be a good fight. Might be a good fight. But I still have Valentina, stopping Jessica. So Jessica's going to go in here and fight Erin Blanchfield. And I believe timing is everything, okay? The fact that Jessica really cut this off, doing when she's about to make a run for the belt, that shows you that Jessica is starting to mature and starting to grow up. Because, when Jessica was in her early 20s, Jessica just said and did some dumb stuff, man. I'd just be like, what the heck wrong with this girl? Like, what's wrong with Jessica Andrade? Like, Jessica, just an idiot. But I'm starting to see her maturity. Jessica 31. So she's in her prime. And I think Jessica is doing some of her best fighting yet. She's doing some of her best fighting. And I think that she's going to do even better with her fighting. I think that she's, definitely going to be a lot better. She's moving better. She's doing a whole lot of things better now in that octagon. I almost kind of wish Jessica go back down to 115 and go get another shot at Jean Mallet. But the road for Jessica is still treacherous no matter where she goes. It's still treacherous. Because if she fights Jean Mallet, she's going to have that stigmatism over her that, hey, Jean Mallet finished me in a matter of seconds. And then if she go fight Valentina, well, Valentina punished me, for a couple of rounds. And, Valentina punished me and then stopped me. So she's got 2 avenues that she can travel. Now, which one is the road of least resistance? I don't know. I think the first road was Jean Mallet. I just think Jessica just went in there reckless, thinking that Jean Mallet couldn't handle pressure. But I think Jessica now knows that, fighting Jean Mallet in that little mid-range, that's stupid. And trying to slug it out with in that mid-range is real stupid. It's just dumb. Like, you can't even hope to want to do something like that. That's just me, okay? I definitely commend Jessica and, probably do a little live stream and try to talk some more on Jessica Andrade and her future. But yeah, you guys tell me what you think about this, okay? Now, Jessica, if OnlyFans was bringing up past her traumas, and I say, Jessica, get her money back, but she ain't gonna get that money back, and nor should she, but I'm proving a point.